AI today is writing posts, captions, emails, and even entire brands. Can you believe that? But Mija, you're not a robot, you're not a robot. You have a voice, a mission, and a story. And in a world of perfect content, that realness, that's really what people are craving. So how do you stay authentic and still grow a brand when AI is everywhere? Let's talk about building a brand that's real powerful and completely unforgettable without selling your soul to the algorithm. We're being told that if we just use the right AI tools, follow the trends, and spit out enough high value content, we are going to grow. But you know what? Perfection doesn't connect, authenticity does. And before you think I'm anti AI, let me be clear. I love AI. I use it every day. AI helps me brainstorm, organize ideas, and save so much time. But I don't delegate my voice and my heart or my authenticity to it. Because here's the danger. If you're not careful, you can sound like everybody else. Clean, correct, and completely forgettable. When I started showing up online, I tried to sound professional, work on my English, tried to post what I thought people wanted, and guess what? Cricket. And it wasn't until I show up as me, my story, mi corazón, my voice, that people actually started paying attention. Because people don't want perfection. They want connection. They want to connect with something that is raw, real, so they can see themselves in you as a role model. And as you can see, my energy is hype up and I'm super excited because I've always been passionate about authenticity, even before AI was a thing. And now that AI is all around us, authenticity is going to be the differentiator. That's going to be your competitive advantage. Just super quick, because this is something we also need to start teaching our kids as well. I was working with my 12-year-old son this weekend on his new business, which I'm so proud. And then we started using AI. He was so good at prompting. So obviously they're teaching him at school how to do the right prompting and everything. And we were trying to generate ideas for the tagline. And he gave us like 20 ideas with the prompting that he did. And he said, Mom, I don't like this. It sounds like ChatGPT wrote it. I don't even use those words. I'm like, exactly. You don't have to. That's just giving ideas, just inspiration. So we don't start with a piece of white paper, but what really speaks to your heart. And he did it in a second. And I was so proud of you. See, authenticity wins. And because it was his own tagline, now when he goes house to house in the neighborhood, he can say with so much more confidence because he believes in what he's offering to others. And if you're thinking, oh, Jenny, yeah, whatever, authenticity is an overused word, let me back it up with real science. Shall we? The Harvard Business Review says that authentic leaders are more trusted and more influential. That was published. The Journal of Consumer Psychology, if I remember correctly, those names, shows that self-expression make people more persuasive and more memorable online, not only in person, online. And 90% of consumers say that authenticity is a top factor as to why they're deciding to follow or support or buy from them. So while everyone is outsourcing their personality to ChatGPT, you, my friend, you're showing up with your lived experience, your faith, tu cultura, your culture, your sazon, everything. That's you and your superpower. Now remember this, AI can copy style, but they can't copy your soul. So now, how do you stand out and stay authentic with AI and not against it? So let me give you my real framework. So simple that you will never forget it because it felt real. Okay. The R is to reveal your story. Don't hide behind your job title. Share your journey. Let people know what you've been through and what you believe in. This is the power of being authentic and also share your journey. I want my client, so she's a career coach, and she used to say I'm a career coach, but now she says, as a first generation Latina, I know what it's like to feel invisible, and now I teach others to be impossible to be ignored. Your story is your connection point. All right, so that was the I. The E is for express your voice. Sound like you. Add your rhythm. You're not so very good looking Spanish or your Spanglish. People want to hear and see your energy, even through the screen. So AI can write and draft, but you add the flavor. So take the time to review it. Don't hit post until it feels something that you will say out loud with your own words, with your own energy. There was R, E, now A is to align with your values. What do you stand for? What do you want your name or your brand to represent? Speak on what matters to you. Let your content reflect your beliefs because people follow conviction and not necessarily convenience all the time. And the last letter is L, and it's to lead, but lead with intention. And I love that word. Don't just post because you want to post. Be clear. What's the impact you want to make? What question do you want to spark? What conversation you want to initiate? Every post, every story, every comment is a chance for you to build trust. Remember, you're not building followers, you're building believers. And I want to reinforce again that I love AI. AI is amazing, but here's how to use it without losing yourself. So here's what I use it for. Brainstorm content ideas, organizing sometimes my messy thoughts, but drafting outlines, speeding up, I don't know, repetitive writing. But here's when I don't use it. When I'm writing with my own original story, when I'm creating personal reflections, when I'm writing anything that has emotional depth, when I want to speak about my culture, my story, my beliefs, my values, I speak from my heart. Why? Because honestly, those things cannot be Googled. They come from your God, your gift, your life. ChatGPT is not gonna spit that out for you. I'm gonna give you two other examples where I tell you that authenticity always wins. This was a friend, not a client. And whenever he started seeing that AI can produce a really high quality, almost look like you pictures, he said, awesome. I don't need a photographer. And now I can even like increase and revamp my revamp my brand. And I said, awesome. Let me see some of the pictures. And then he starts putting pictures, him in a suit with that jet in the background. And I'm just laughing. And he said, why are you laughing? And I'm thinking, that's not you. And then he said, yeah, but right now I'm attracting people because now they're going to know that, I want to work with rich people and I have a jet. I'm like, you don't have a jet. What are you going to do whenever they ask you to show them your jet? Or when you show up in your Lululemon outfit because you never wear suits. That's not you. Anyway, we had a good laugh. But after that, even though he rolled his eyes, he incorporated a little bit of my feedback and started becoming more and more and more real in his social media. And honestly, a lot of people started connecting because they connect with realness, not with fake. Like, be you, be you. Now, this is another example. I am a big believer of being consistent with your brand and the value that you add in social media. I talk a little bit about the different ones. I love LinkedIn, and make sure that you watch that video because I put so much good insights on that one to help you build a brand that stands out and open you opportunities. So let's go back to LinkedIn. I had one client one time that before working with me, he was working with a media company and he was so excited because he didn't have to work on his posting. And this media company was just spitting out everything for him to post. But it looked like he was a company. It didn't look like he was a person. It looked way too perfect, too polished. And I said, what are you going to do? What are you going to post whenever your contract is out with that media company? And he said, oh, and I said, yeah, let's make it fun. Let's make it authentic. Something that honestly, you're not there to show off. You're not there to impress. Every time I hear that, I just want to impress. Impress who? You don't have to impress anybody. You want to connect. You want to connect. So we started working and brainstorming different ideas for him to still add value, not to take a ton of your time because we're all busy people, but in a way that he can still add value, be consistent, and build a brand that connects and open opportunities. Be you, be you, be you. And can I give you a quick bonus? Don't wait until you need it and you're desperate to build a brand. Start now. If now you're thinking, I'm watching this video, but honestly, I'm fine with the job that I have. I'm not looking for a new one. Or perhaps you're saying, you know what? I'm fine where I'm at and I don't know if I'm going to start a business yet. That's fine. You never know what the future holds, but you want to start a brand now is because it opens you to opportunities that you didn't even know or imagine that you wanted. And that's been my story. And that's why I'm so passionate about sharing these insights with you. And if you don't know where to start and really want to build a brand that connects, that opens opportunities and become like a magnet instead of you begging for them, make sure you go to the description and click on the link because that's a gift from me to you. So that way you can start your intentional brand journey now, not tomorrow, now. Because right now we're planting seeds We're planting authentic seeds. They can grow. And again, when they grow, you get to benefit the fruit of it. AI can help you, but remember, you are the author ultimately of your brand. Let's bring it home. If you've been afraid to show up because your content is not perfect, if you've been relying on AI and wondering why is nobody engaging or connecting, or if you've been hiding your story because you think that no one wants to hear it, then, amiga, this is your permission to be real and not robotic. AI can assist, but authenticity connects. AI gets attention, but you create the impact. So I want you to ask yourself before every post, is this real? Remember REAL, real. Does this reflect my voice, my values, my mission, my vision? Because that's how you build a brand that people don't forget. Now let's get authentic. Let me know in the comments what resonated with you the most. And if you have any more questions, because you and I are working on this together, you're helping me create content that helps you and other people like you that also want to create a life that they want in a way that is authentic to them. Make sure you like, you subscribe, and I see you on the other side. Adios.